Hey everyone, I'm back and today we're going to be talking about There Will Be Blood. And this movie is directed by Paul Thomas Anderson and stars Daniel Day-Lewis. And I just watched this movie on Netflix for the very first time in my life and I loved it. I thought it was excellent. And Daniel Day-Lewis in this movie, he's fantastic. And he's really the standout of this movie, and he's even the main character, which makes it even better. And the movie is kind of about him starting his business as an oil man, starting in 1898 is where the movie starts, and it ends in 1927. That's like the last scene of the movie, without spoiling anything. And this movie is 2.5 hours long, and I don't mind the runtime at all because it's very fast-paced, because so much happens in the movie, and trying to figure out what your favorite scene in the movie is can be difficult because there's so many great scenes in this movie, like the milkshake scene. That scene is great, and there's plenty of other great scenes throughout the movie too, and I just can't really pick one because they're all fantastic and I love all of them, and the movie never got boring, and the characters are really interesting, and I was always invested in what was happening. And our main character, he's very cold, and he just doesn't care about anyone or anything, and he only cares about his business, really. The only times he shows emotions is in front of other people to make him seem like he's an actual human being, and he's just doing it so he can make more money, and it's very appealing for him to be that way, and that's why he does these things. And he just hates people so much. And there's very few people in his life that he genuinely doesn't hate. I'm going to talk about some of the violence in this movie. There's not a whole lot of violence, but there is some violence. Ooh. When it happened early on, the first time something happened to a character, it like peeled my eyes so much, just because I wasn't expecting it, and it left me in shock, and it didn't feel like shock value at all, and it genuinely felt as though some serious damage was done to a character. And this movie gets pretty crazy at points. Not only do you have kind of a crazy main character, but you also have kind of a crazy story that goes along with it. And because our main character just doesn't care about anyone and just wants to make money, and he just rules over all other people as though he's like God or someone, or something, sorry. It's really interesting to watch this character and to just see him behave the way he does. And sorry for the abrupt cut here. That's because I was so sucked into talking about this movie and going into detail about how our main character behaves, and I didn't even realize that I was kind of spoiling the movie. So that's why this cut happened. So sorry about that. I kind of want to talk about Eli. He's a great character, and he's pretty much there to be abused by Daniel Day-Lewis. And those are always great scenes. I'm going to talk about the music for a second. It's very loud, and it kind of fits with the scene because it's mostly noticeable in scenes where it gets kind of crazy. And when our main character is like doing crazy things. And there's one scene that's sticking out in my mind where it was used, and I can't say what it is because that would spoil the movie. And it's like a big scene that happens as we get into the second act, and it's pretty crazy. I'd also want to mention the environment. It's very dirty and disgusting at points, and they pay attention to characters' teeth, and every character in this movie, where you see the inside of their mouth, and it's just disgusting. Their teeth are just rotting away. And I really love the attention to detail put into this movie, and you always feel as though it's in the time period it's set in, mostly in 1902, and it genuinely feels like it's taking place in the time period that it's set in. And if I were to say anything that would be a negative, and this is kind of a small thing, and I don't take off points for it, but I'm just going to mention it because it's something that did kind of bother me a little bit. Towards the end of the movie, in the last 20 minutes-ish, somewhere around there, there's like a flashback. It's explaining what's going on inside of a character's head as they're saying something. And I felt as though the movie didn't really need it, even though it was only like a minute of screen time, if even that. But I didn't feel as though it was necessary to the story. But in terms of flaws, like, that's it. I can't think of anything else that I didn't like. And this is a fantastic movie, and check it out if you haven't already. It's really well acted. Daniel Day-Lewis is excellent in this movie. The movie never lost me in terms of its pacing, and it has really great characters. And it really delivers just about anything that you would want out of a movie. And I was satisfied with this movie, and I would love to watch it again. And I'm going to give There Will Be Blood a 10 out of 10. So those are my thoughts on There Will Be Blood. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of There Will Be Blood down below. And my social media links, they will all be in the description down below, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation. And I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that's going to be for The Pianist, directed by Roman Polanski, so look forward to that. But until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.